So day one unfair dismissal rights means that the minute they walk in, if you don't go through a proper process, and there is a get out clause as long as you've got a proper probationary period, you could fire them within the probationary period. That's typically 3 to 6 months, but you've got to now have a proper system in place. But
how long can you extend the probation period for?
So again, we don't know yet. Realistically, if it's going to be anything beyond 6 months, which would be normal,
if it's not dealt with in the statute, then it's going to come out of case law at some point.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Was that proportionate?
Yes, and that's exactly right. So the problem we have in the old days, I don't know if you remember, unfair dismissal claims could be brought with somebody who had 1 year service. It's basically 2 years. And do you know why they stopped that?
Well, the Conservatives moved that up to 2 years because they said that employers needed more time to assess an employee's ability, particularly in large organisations where you disappeared into the background, and a year wasn't enough.
They did that, and the other reason was it broke the system. Tribunal's going to handle it. There were just too many claims that were coming in.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting cases listed in 2027.
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And in fact, ACAS has broken at the moment. Anybody doesn't know who ACAS is? ACAS is a government organisation designed to help workplace disputes so they don't end up in tribunal.
And you have to go to ACAS.
You have to go to ACAS. There's it's called an early conciliation. And you go to the ACAS early conciliation process. It's a 6-week process to try and resolve it so it doesn't go to an employment tribunal. But they are also broken. They're just completely overwhelmed with the amount. You know, I'm submitting claims through ACAS right now. They're getting in touch with me in week 6. It's too late by then.
So what do? Just issue the certificate?
They issue the certificate, yeah. So then you're
they actually just do that?
That's right, yeah. They have to just do that because the time is the time. So if they haven't got time to get back to us, they haven't got time to get back to us. I've got one for a case just this week. I haven't had a chance to even speak to them. We've got the certificate.
What pointless service then?
I mean, they're speaking to somebody, I presume. It's just not necessarily us on this particular occasion.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that day one rule will go only so far because it is absolutely hitting the foundation of the economy and the businesses if they're going to do it that way, and it's going to flood the tribunal system. It will be too much to handle. Is what I predict.
What do you think will happen when they bring in these? I mean, if they're bringing in new rules, new laws, isn't that just going to? I mean, in criminal defence, for example, when they pass new laws, new crimes, criminal defence lawyers love it because it's going to be more work. More people are going to fall foul. In employment, in a system that's already overwhelmed, burdened with cases, if they bring in more rules, how do you think that's going to impact on ACAS, this new service that's coming in April, as well as I mean, you haven't said it, but I assume the employment tribunals are overwhelmed as well.
Yep. You're completely right. Where's it going? Floodgates are opening on an already overwhelmed system.
So they will
have to pull back and put limitation periods back in place. So unfortunately, whilst that means there'll be less people being able to pursue rights and claims for certain things.
When?
I don't know. I'm predicting it. I don't know.
So
last time they reduced it to a year, and I believe you might be able to correct me on this, Paul. I believe that was the position for about 2 years, and then they just said it's enough.
Yeah.
And then they put it back to 2 years.
Okay.
And so at the moment that does mean that employers can get rid of any employee within 2 years as long as there's no discrimination elements or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I understand that. They also a lot of people don't realise there isn't any anti-bullying law as such. So an employer could bully an employee for the first 2 years and not be able to make a claim. Yep, as long as it's not discrimination. But after 2 years, you can quit your job and you can claim something called constructive dismissal. So there's no claim for bullying by itself. There's no claim for harassment and those things, for race, sex, religion, those sorts of things. But there's no so all of these things are bills that are coming into place now to protect the workplace and the employees and all those things. How that will have practical application is going to be tricky. Because, this isn't supposed to be the thought police.
No.
It is supposed to be the behavioural police, I suppose. Let's get people conducting themselves in a certain way. But I don't think they've gone about it in a way that's practical.
And does it ultimately promote business or does it fetter business?
I mean, employers are now going to have to do things through the hilt. I'm saying certain things I agree they should do.
Yeah.
You need to have certain things in place and processes, but the day one rights, I don't agree with. I think an employee should acquire that right.
But the carve-out is that probation period.
Correct. The carve-out is that probation period.
But we're saying 6 months.
We're saying 6 months. We don't know yet.